That's who you are. You look like my mom. This is my mother. This is the actual royal position that our people knew in Kemet, Mizraim, Egypt, Ethiopia, Nubia, Israel, where women ruled. Israel, handmaid of Yah, princesses. And this is what the Greeks did to you, and we want to join their fraternities. He know you have both eyes open but both eyes closed at the same time. Here's open. Now, this is George Bush, and he traces his history, his genealogy back to Greece, and this come out of his own mouth. He's a Greek. He's a Roman Gentile Greek. And look how she holding his hand. Oprah with them white boys. She with America. You are not American. Saying you an American is a disgrace to our ancestors. It's a disgrace to the Honorable Fannie Lou Hamer. It's a disgrace that we walking around and we not reading, and she went to war and she banged for that. You might hear a brother say, well, what? You read a few books. You know, what you think you know something. We're supposed to exalt the fact that we can read. We're supposed to exalt the fact that we're able to study and get our history now. We're supposed to exalt the fact. We ain't got time for clubbing. It's a time and a place for that. And right now we are in an actual war. We're in an actual war. We're in an actual war. How can you respect a nation that would do this to our queens? You an American? You an American? You an American? You's a house nigga. And you a disgrace to our race, to our kingdom, to our ancestors. You a disgrace. You fight in a war. Well, on the land where we at, they did this to our people. That's a queen. That's a queen. And it's what they do to our people. They humanize them away from this. She beautiful, ain't it? And that's the history of every black woman here in America. You ruled empires. You understand? You built kings. Huh? And I come from a queen. So do the math. I'm not less. I'm equal to. I'm a king. This is what they did on the auction block to the black woman in America. Took princesses. Stripped them from their culture in a dehumanizing 400-year process. Stripped them from the knowledge of self. Took them and placed them in a land that is not theirs. Took them away from their natural diet and gave them the diet of a slave. Pork, catfish. Raped them daily in front of children. And then want us to take the teachings of this. You don't get Christianity until what? Greece. The New Testament was never written in Hebrew, it was written in Greek, meaning created by Alexander the Greek, and then enforced upon the people by the sword, and then reinforced on the people by Romans, by the sword, with the cross, where they hung our people at. Right here, you have, these are the Jewish people in the land of Israel today, in Egypt today, the Arab, whom went into the land under the Zion movement in 1948 by Rothschild, funded by the United League of Nations. They are not the true Israelites. They are converts, descendants of Japheth. Read Revelation 2 verse 9. I know the blasphemy, the wicked lie against God that cannot be forgotten, of them who say they are Jews and are not, but the synagogue of Satan. And that's in their own part of the book. Christianity, Freemasonry is by y'all worship. Now if the Pope say he's a Nazi and he support Nazis, that should tell us enough. That should tell us enough. And our people should not sell their soul at all. It's no question. We should not sell our soul. Selling your soul is willing to spend the next 30, 40 years on a job, the next 30, 40 years trying to get their education. Our people have already revolted, bucked the system. They have already done it. And they left the breadcrumbs for us to continue this fight on, to get us back home. We the Hebrews, the most ancient people on the land, sons of God, Prince of Yah. Israel means prince who has power with God. Coming out of the book out of Deuteronomy to actually destroy this. Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, the 16th verse. And it says, lest you corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image. Graven just means worship. Image, that's a picture. That's the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female. That's an abomination. That's breaking the law. So why do they paint pictures of a white man, of Jesus and Mary, bring them in the church when it's clearly spoken out of the mouth of Moses? In Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 16, that's an abomination. In the same chapter, the Most High, verse 35, it said, unto you it was shown, and that's us, that you may know that Yah, He is God, and there is none beside Him. None beside Him. Deuteronomy 4th chapter, the 35th verse. The 39th verse in the same chapter. Know therefore this day and consider it in your heart that Yah is God in heaven above and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. There is none else. So who is this that the Greeks gave us? It's a lie. It's witchcraft. Satanism.